One of my buddies, Johnny, always tells me, you need to learn what you're about. Find your spark. Find your why. It's hard to think of change when you're so used to being homeless. You kind of put a limit on yourself. Growing up, it was just my twin brother and my dad, and my father was physically and mentally abusive. We ended up living on the streets for a while, in and out of the foster care system until I was 16. So this is a bridge where we slept under, and we literally just come up here after school or sports, set down a blanket, and go to bed. When you're living under a bridge, your primary focus isn't your Spanish quiz or your math homework. It's, what is my dad upset about today? Is he gonna snap on us? Do we have food for tonight? Do we have a safe place to sleep? There's so many homeless kids out there that this is a reality, and it's awful to think about. This is a life nobody should ever have to live.
For these people in our community that are experiencing homelessness, there's not just one cause, there's not just one type of person.
All of us are only 1 or 2 paychecks away from being in these situations.
Homelessness looks different for kids than maybe what the average person might think. Kids want to prosper. They want to have a nice life after high school.
Our job is to provide supports to families outside of school so that kids can be successful in school. So we do that by connecting kids to resources, being a bridge between the school and the family.
McKinney-Vento is a federal law that provides access to education for families who are experiencing homelessness. It's a law that protects children's rights to remain in their school of origin, which is the school that they were attending when they enter homelessness, and also receive transportation support services along with nutrition services, so free lunch services while in school. McKinney-Vento serves families who are doubled up, who are in shelters, who are in motels, who are staying in their cars in a tent, really looking, I think, more realistically at what homelessness actually looks like. When our families walk in through the door, being a McKinney-Vento liaison, I'm not able to give them everything they need, but at least I can get their kids in school and set them up with transportation if necessary so they can get to and from school. And while they're in school, they can get free meals so that regardless of what happens in their lives, we're giving them a tool so that they can be successful in their lives. That's what education does. It just opens up many other doors.
If we really want educational success, then we have to be able to look at those things that are happening in the home and then really help families get what they need so that their kids can be successful, both academically and socially in school. In the fall, we recognized that there was a family who needed some additional support but didn't have a way to get there. And it was also a family who we were concerned about. The school was concerned. They hadn't seen the family engage in online learning.
Your family has 6 left for you. Okay, thank you. Okay.
And so we used food delivery as a way to build the relationship. And then from there, it grew into more families. This year, we decided as a team that home visits would be a large part of our working model, just because we feel like it's so important to see where those kids are living, what their family situation is, and to meet them where they're at so that we can get a sense of who they are, where they're coming from, and what their needs are. Every family has a strength, and I believe that families are trying really hard to make it work, and some families' battles are a lot more uphill. We have some families who are doubled up because they lost their housing. We have several students who are living in trailers. Some of them don't have access to utilities. About half of the families that we deliver meals to are McKinney-Vento, and it's something that will make their life a little bit easier.
It's a way for us to support them and let them know that the school is here for them.
And now it's like well over 3,000 meals that we've delivered since the beginning of this school year.
I always knew I wanted to be a social worker. And I just love the feeling of schools. I love the energy. I love what they provide for students too.
Even on the hardest days, we still want to come back.
I've been through a lot of stuff, I guess. Sometimes it just feels like too much. And the teachers here are like nice and they're supportive. It feels like they care about you.
Josh has made so much progress and I've been so proud of him. I came out of an abusive relationship. I had to leave very quickly and find a safe place for us. So the kids were going to be affected. I went into school to register the kids and they said we could provide transportation. I think they gave us supplies.
This is our McKinney-Vento supplies. We have hygiene kits, toothbrush, toothpaste. We have hotspots.
There was also resources they told me about. We got assistance with food.
Valerie and Josh, their family have been through so much, even the 3 years that I've known them. Valerie's been a part of McKinney-Vento for, I think, as long as she was in the Franklin Pierce district, and she was somebody that never gave up.
I felt respected, I felt heard, I felt cared about. There was no embarrassment about it. It's just like they've embraced us. It's like a family.
I actually spoke to Josh's culinary teacher, and she said that he found a really big interest in her class, so it was cool to hear him find something he was passionate about.
I'm just still trying to decide like what I'm trying to go after. I was thinking college, maybe cooking even.
Joshua started off struggling. Now he is almost ready to graduate. He's enjoying school now. I see a different type of child. I give credit to the school and to the program. Joshua and all my girls will remember this for the rest of their lives.
As a social worker, I think of myself as a bridge between students, home, the school, and then community supports.
Here at Mount Si High School, we've kind of created a network of offices around me, like a safe landing place and a safe space. A lot of McKinney-Vento kids make their way down here. Kids need to know that there's going to be a caring, responsible adult, and we're here to support you and get you through to the next thing. Yeah, so over here we have clothing and like a bunch of toiletries and shoes.
And a lot of dry snacks for students.
If I could say one thing to students who are homeless, you've got people that are in your corner that are cheering you on and that want to see you succeed in doing the things that bring you joy in life.
The school often is the only consistent place a student might have. Kids know what time they need to be here, what time it ends. They know that it's warm. They know who's going to be here. They know what their schedules are. They know when food is going to be provided, when they're going to have breaks. They know the expectations, what they can and can't do. And when they leave, life might not look as consistent for them.
In the beginning of high school, my brother and I slept in the dugouts at our school. So this provided us with an overhang, help us get out of the rain and snow or anything like that. And this was our home for a little bit. That was really a place for us to escape to, kind of our own little space, even though it wasn't. I guess you could call school the stable part of our life. It was a place that we could go to where we knew we wouldn't be harmed. The programs that the schools offer to these kids are so important. Having the ability to have free reduced lunch and not have to worry about, can you get lunch today because you don't have enough money in your account? Being able to do sports when they're reduced cost or free is huge. My wrestling coach was a firefighter, and that's the reason that I became a firefighter, because I really liked who he was as a person, and I wanted to be like him. This is like taking me way back. Yeah, that's funny that we're still up there. I have been volunteering with my department for 3.5 years now, and I've worked so hard for the opportunity to showcase my abilities to be a career firefighter. I just recently started interviewing for a fire department job up north, and if they give me the opportunity to be a career member with them, it means I get to do what I love for the rest of my life.
Being a McKinney-Vento liaison, you learn on the go, and you have to be open and flexible to continue learning every day. Jean, is that you? I was an unaccompanied youth in high school myself, and now that I'm in a position of helping, I do my best to be that positive influence.
When you're in a crisis mode, it's like looking down the hallway and you only see fog, and you can't see all the doors. And Liliana helped open up all these doors for me. Just knowing somebody was there that I could go to and ask for help. She really gave me my hope back.
Miss Liliana helped me out to get free lunch at school, because I was paying for like $3 or $4 or $5 every day. For the first couple months, it was hard to pay because I didn't have money.
There are families that are identified to us as already being in the McKinney-Vento program, and then we have families that come to us because they don't know where to go because they are already homeless or they're about to be homeless, and we have the resources here to give them whatever support we can to get them new housing, to make sure they have food for their children. We can help them find the resources.
If I was doing all this stuff like without them, not having them, I probably didn't continue with school.
Your education is your education. Nobody can take it from you. People can take away your car, people can take away your home, but they cannot take the knowledge that you have gained throughout the years and your experience. Arriving to King County, I moved over 10 times in less than 7 years, looking for the most affordable rent, looking for the better schools for my son, and also following a better paying job. After tomorrow, I will not have to move anymore. I'm closing on a home. I wouldn't have ever imagined to be in that position, 10 years ago, but here I am. I can go back to my clients and the people that I serve and say, you can do it too. Our work never really ends. Once we touch someone in their lives, we have created an impact on them that could ripple through their lifetime.
It's not easy being a single mom, especially of 7 children. It took me 7 years to ask for help, to say that something wasn't right at home. I was scared that my children would be taken away because I was making them live through what I was living. But I did it for them. I asked for help because of them.
This is Claudia. I really see our role as liaisons as walking alongside families and offer resources or opportunities that we may have that may empower them.
I do remember the time I got the phone call from Maria as the McKinney-Vento liaison. It was really important for me to just listen and let her tell her story.
She made me feel like I was worth getting out of that situation. They were very supportive. And to hear it from a stranger, to say, are you okay? Your kid's okay? That means the world to me, because I know someone out there cares for me and my children.
Some of the resources I was able to assist Maria in accessing were food gift cards, clothing items for all 7 of her children, diapers and wipes. We were able to get her into a shelter about an hour away in Olympia, and then also we were able to set up transportation through the school district.
I'm very blessed that there is that program, because if it wasn't for them, my children wouldn't be able to attend school.
When I found out Maria was moving into her new apartment with her children, it makes me want to cry, because I'm like, it's just so empowering to see a mom of 7 kids to go from living in a domestic violence shelter to having her own apartment, and that hope that things are getting better. She did it. Although we might have helped her, it was really her advocating for herself and her children, and she made it happen.
Mostly what stops us, especially from domestic violence, is being embarrassed and afraid to ask for help. And what made me speak up was my children. I don't want that future for my kids. It took me a while to ask for help, but I'm glad I did. And if there's a parent out there that's scared or embarrassed, don't be. Take a deep breath and ask for help. Make that phone call. There's light at the end of the tunnel.
The drive that I have to be successful and make the most out of any situation is because of my past. A year ago, I started a nonprofit to help guide those kids exiting the foster care system, showing them that they can do anything that they've set their mind to. The name of the nonprofit is Be Relentless. We drove up here to Port Angeles yesterday. They were doing a meeting, convening over all the liaisons and talking about what they can do to help each other out.
And that way they know where I'm at for any additional supports and needs. And then I can follow.
I've never seen so many different resources come together and build off each other for the success of the students. I started the day feeling, I guess the right word is defeated. You know, I'd been working at this career in the fire service for 4 years. I had expected to get a phone call from this interview last week, Friday. And I get a phone call from a number, and I'm like, man, I think this might be it. Yeah, that'd be great. It hits you like a freight train, and you don't even realize that this changes your life forever. Got it. Are you serious? Yeah, that was the offer.
Good for you.
So you're the face of why we do what we do here.
Yep.
Yeah. That's exactly it.
Hey, Jenny. I just got a job offer. It's definitely one of the best feelings I've had in my entire life. You know, 10 years ago today, I was under a bridge and then in and out of the dugouts at my school. Now I have a career as a firefighter. It means the world and then some.
That's exactly why we do it. See the kids go off.
The little things that we do, where you think, I'm just delivering some food. I'm just sending a text to check in. But over time, you can see how important that was and how life-changing it can be. It's amazing to see it come full circle.